Good morning and welcome to this session, Digital Skills in Demand. First of all, I would like to thank our management, our director, sir, Dr. Atul Deshpande, for giving me an opportunity to speak on this a very interesting topic, digital skills in demand. So today we are going to just have an insight on what are the skills that are required for any graduate, not only but IT graduate, but for any graduate. So it's always, we believe that digital skills are only required for the people who are with IT background or who are an IT engineer or any software engineer. That is not true. Digital skills are required for everybody. So why do we need digital skills? Why organizations expect us to have digital skills? So digital skills can provide new way of doing business, new way of achieving our goals, as well as increasing employee efficiency in their work. So in case we have our digital skills, so what type of skills and each individual should possess or should have? Today we are going to discuss 5 or 6 key digital skills that are in demand. So these are the various digital skills that are in demand, that is MS Office, HTML, CSS and Java, or any other scripting languages. So social media skills, data visualization tools, data analytic tools, and digital marketing skills. So these are the 6 skills that are very much in demand from last 2 years. And also Microsoft have done a research. It says that for the next decades, digital skills are very important for any individual. So today we are going to discuss these skills one by one and what are the opportunities in the skills and what type of courses we have to undergo to achieve or to possess these skills. So first one is MS Office, that is MS Excel. So we everybody use MS Excel. Okay, MS Excel is basically used for calculating, for financial analytics, as well as retail store managers, project managers, and many more. From the top level employees to the even the clerical assistants also require MS Excel. So MS Excel is one of the top skills that is required for any graduate who is looking for a job. I have also seen many people in engineers also taking up MS Excel course after their graduation, because in engineering we have never thought of MS Excel, but MS Excel is a must skill that each and every individual should have. So for MS Excel, you require certain skills. You require to understand the basic knowledge of Visual Basic to record macros, as well as you also need certain logic, basics of programming language, like understanding if statements, conditions, logical operations, as well as how to what do you mean by syntax, or the basic programming skills. So MS Excel, you can undergo MS Excel courses, as well as even advanced Excel is very important, like how to use pivot charts, tables, as well as recording macros in MS Excel is very much in demand. So today we are going to discuss our next skill, that is HTML, CSS, and Java. So basically we think that why should we learn HTML or CSS? Because we are not from the IT background or we are not a developers. But HTML is it stands for hypertext markup language, which is not a logical programming language. I mean to say that it doesn't require any logic to learn HTML and CSS. So HTML and CSS, HTML can be learned in half an hour. Even a small kid can learn HTML because it is basically a tag-based language, and it is very much essential for many of us, because today we are dealing with internet, right? More than 50% of the world is on internet. And when we are dealing with web, when we are using web pages, when we are using website, HTML and CSS is the must essential skill each and every individual should have. because it's also related to many of the other skills. Or if you don't know HTML, you cannot be a good digital marketer. If you don't know HTML, you cannot be a good content writer. So HTML is a very important skills that one should possess. So next is social media skills. So what do you mean by social media skills? So as we know that social media, I mean, there are billions of users on Facebook, Instagrams, and social media has transformed many businesses. So to be a good social media marketer, or to be having skills on social media, you require certain trainings, as well as you need to acquire certain skills. The first thing is you have to have well versed with a design tools. Now, why do we need design tools in social media? So design tools are very important tools which are used to create graphics, videos, as well as to create content media posters, okay, to advertise, to market, to promote your product. Okay, so you have to be well versed with your design tools like Adobe Photoshop or any other design tools like Canva, as well as you have many free design tools also available. But Adobe Photoshop as well as some video editing tools are must to be a good to have a good social media skills. So next is content marketing. So what do you mean by content marketing? Content marketing is when you write something on content on your product to just promote it, advertise it, blog, write blogs, as well as to be a very, to be a good content marketer, you should compulsory you should have a skills of HTML, CSS, as well as some knowledge of SEO, that is search engine optimization. Then only you can be a good content writing. Okay, so you have many courses that are freely available on content marketing. So it requires a special skills of writing, as well as you also have web copywriting skills. So these are the skills wherein you write a 2 point text to market your product or to promote your product, as well as some slogans, some kind of promotion text. You write it on web using some web technologies, okay, like HTML, CSS. So web copywriting skills also are part of social media skills. So you should have the skill which is very important, that is content marketing and web copywriting skills. So next is, we are talking about social media, so we cannot leave behind the social media platforms, that is Facebook, Instagram, LinkedIn, Twitter, and YouTube. So Facebook has billions of accounts, and it has around 50% of the businesses have their Facebook page. So when you have billions of people active on that platform, it's very important you understand how to market your pages or how to market your product on Facebook, how Facebook promotions are hosted, okay, how Instagram promotions are hosted, how do you create a content on YouTube, okay, and how do you perform an SEO in YouTube. YouTube is considered to be the second search engine that is utilized after Google. So you also have to have a knowledge of SEO on YouTube. So these are the very important skills that each individual should have in part of social media. So these skills are not only important currently, but for the next few years, these skills are going to play a very important role. If you want to stand different from the crowd, so you have to have these skills and undergo certain training to achieve these skills. So next is data visualization. So data visualization is a business intelligence tool. Now, what do you mean by business intelligent? So basically, business intelligent is used to transform your data into business insights. So what exactly the business intelligence tools do? They collect the data, they represent it in some form of graphics or visuals so that you can understand your data, as well as you can draw insights from the data, and which will help you in making business decisions. So here I have listed few of the very important tools. One is the Tableau. You have a ClickView, Microsoft Power BI, and SAP Lumira. So these are the widely as well as broadly used tools in data visualization, as well as Tableau is such a tool which is widely used, as well as many organizations are in need of this particular skill, wherein Tableau comes in two versions. One is the developer version and one is the online version. So Tableau usually have wherein desktop version or the developer version, wherein you need to develop your dashboards, you have to visualize the data. Tableau has the capacity to drag the data and put it in a visual form. So it's a very important tool. So it is not only it doesn't not only put the data into a visual form, but it also have the capability of integrating with many applications, wherein now we can do the data visualization using Excel also, but the Tableau has the capability of integrating around 250 applications, and it has various forms. So Tableau comes as public, which is free of cost, but only problem with the public version of Tableau is it's your data will be publicly available. So you have Tableau online, you have Tableau desktop. So there are so many versions of Tableau which you can be used. Companies like Coca-Cola, Amazon, uh, as well as American Express all use Tableau. These are the potential customers of Tableau, as well as if you have the skills in Tableau, or if you are certified Tableau developer or user, it is very important you possess the Tableau skills. You can undergo certain trainings, and it will be very important for you, for these companies to hire you. So next is this is a visualization tool which is not widely used as Tableau, but it's used in most of the organizations. Organizations like Nestle uh, also use this tool, as well as Microsoft has come up with a new tool, that is Microsoft Power Business Intelligence tools. So this is also a very widely used tool. It comes in various version. It comes in desktop version as well as it comes in mobile version. So this tool is similar to Tableau, but it is the product of Microsoft, wherein organizations like Nestle as well as ARM, these organizations are using Microsoft Business Intelligence tool. So it's very business intelligence not only help you in visualizing data, but also it helps you to draw data patterns. Since now we are dealing with data is very important asset for any organization. So these days data is very considered as a very important asset. More than money, data is very important. So we all are scared of losing our data, right? So data is considered as very important asset. So dealing with big data, we need certain tools to visualize. So business intelligence tools also help you to increase the efficiency of your business. For example, if you want to improve our supply chain, and if we use business intelligence in a supply chain, a business intelligence will give you all the insights of what is the delay that are taking place in a supply chain, which products are getting delayed, which mode of transportation is getting delayed. So all these things are very useful when you want to take decisions. So business intelligence tools will help you to make such decisions. Now next is SAP Lumia. It is a SAP product which is used as visual intelligence tool, which is also widely used for again data visualization and analyzing your data. So these are the tools. So you have many certification programs in Tableau and Microsoft Power BI. And if you undergo this certification programs, it will be very important. It is very good for your career as well as to add in your CV. So next is data analytic tools. So till now we were discussing about data visualization. What happens after analytics? So, but now we will discuss about what are the analytic tools that you should know. First one is Python. We all have heard about Python. Python is basically a general programming language. You can also call it as high level programming language, which is not only used for data analytics, but for many other purposes. Even for web, we use Python for web development, and as well as data analytics, learning concepts also can be implemented using Python. But Python with analytic tools, data analytic tools, Python has a wide range of libraries and a very rich libraries which can be used for data analytics. So if you have the basic knowledge of Python, if you use Python for your if you have basic knowledge of Python or basic programming of Python with certain knowledge of Python libraries, it's very easy for anybody to use Python for data analytics. There is a library called Pandas, which is widely used in Python for implementing data analytics. We can also bring neural networks, machine learning concepts for your data analytics using Python. Python has a very rich built-in libraries which can be used. And scientists, around 45% of the scientists use data science scientists use Python for their data analytics. As well as next tool is R, which is again a very broadly used, or you can say it is used for data analytics by many of the data scientists. But what is the difference between R and Python is R is only designed for data analytics, wherein Python you have various libraries which can be not only used for data analytics but for other things also, as well as configuration, as well as deploying product in Python is much easier than R. But to the data scientist, few data scientists who want specifically data analytic tools go for R. And there is some transition of people shifting from R to Python is 5%, and from Python to R it's around 2 or 3%. So it's very important that you have some basic skills of R and Python to be a good data analyst. So next is SAS. SAS is again a statistical platform which is used for data analytics. So, but it is only used for statistical information, and it is not widely used as Python or R. Apart from this, you have Apache Spark, which is also an open source. So if you want to work in Python, you can also use some open source IDE like PyCharm and all. Even in Apache Spark, it's an open source. Some features are open source which you can use. So this is all about data analytic tools. So you have to undergo certain certification courses either on Python or R. It all depends on your requirement. So if you have some programming skills, you can always choose Python above R. So next skill we are going to discuss is digital marketing. So digital marketing is again a very broad area wherein you can have certification courses in individual tools of digital marketing. So first one is analytical tools. So you can have a certification courses on Google Analytics. You have a specific course on Facebook marketing, as well as Twitter Analytics, Periscope. So all these are the part of analytic tools of digital marketing. So if you are familiar with this particular skills, at least the basic skills of how to use Google Analytics, how to read or have the insights of Facebook marketing, as well analyze how your Twitter posts are doing. So all these skills are very important. So there are certain tools involved. So for example, you have also have a Google Trends to understand what is trending these days. So all these are very important tools which you can you also have a certification from Google. So you have to just undergo some Google Analytics course and appear for the course exams, which wherein Google itself will certify you that you're a Google Analytics expert. So you have content marketing tools like CoSchedule and HubSpot. So these are the tools which will help you to become a good content marketing. They also give you some tips, and these tools are, very easy to use. There is no much complication, or you don't require any programming skills to use such tools. So next one is email marketing tools, which is my favorite, that is Mailchimp. I have always taught to my students about Mailchimp. It's a very important tool which will allow you to create email designs. It will allow you to create landing pages. It will and some of the features in Mailchimp are free of cost. You can use it for your businesses. So MailChimp is a very useful tool. If you go to any digital marketing courses, email marketing tools, MailChimp is always thought as a part of digital marketing. So just if you can just go through this tool, which is again very important, but you require some knowledge of HTML and CSS. As I told you, HTML and CSS is the basic thing that individuals should know if you want to become a good digital marketer, or if you want to have a good marketing skill. So next was design tools. As I told you, design tools are also very important. Photoshop and Canva, these are the tools which are used for designing, to create content on your websites, to create contents on your social media, as well many things. Next is search engine optimization. So it's always said, if you have the knowledge of search engine optimization, you are paid 70%, 17% higher than the others. So because this is a need of an hour. So it's actually, search engine optimization comes in two ways, that is off page SEO, on page SEO. So you also can have a certification under these particular, that is search engine optimization. So it's very interesting concept, wherein you can learn many things: how to rank your website, how to create contents on a website. Search engine optimization will not only deal with the search engine, but it will also help you to increase the quality and quantity of your website, the traffic that is your routing. Link binding in search engine optimization is very important. How do you create links? How do you connect those links? How do you use those links? All these things are very important in search engine optimization. So these are the skills, very important skills that you need. So next is, now since we have spoken about 6 skills that are in demand, at IMER, we are introducing a specialization, that is MBA in IT specialization. So in which we have incorporated all the skills. We are going to undergo the courses. We have designed the courses in such a way that it is going to meet all the industry requirements, all the skills that I have discussed today. So in the first thing is, I discussed about the Excel. So to meet this requirement, we are providing a value added course of advanced Excel for our students, which is almost 30 hours. The trainer comes here and train the students in advanced Excel. Then to meet the requirements of data visualization, as well as data analytics, we are introducing a subject all on data warehousing and data mining, as well as we are giving a Python for beginners, as well as we are going to integrate some part of data analytics using Python. So we have incorporated all the skills that are required in this specialization. So not only about data analytics or Python, we are also having social media and web analytics in the 4th semester, wherein we are going to provide you hands-on lab on digital marketing. So this specialization is going to cover all the skills that are required for the industry, as well as all the skills that individuals should have. So it's a IT skills with management skills are very important for the industry. So now once you have a MBA in IT specialization, what are the job roles that you can perform? So these are the various career opportunities that we have in IT. So you can be a software project manager, you can be IT infrastructure project manager, chief information manager, project manager, data processing manager, IT consultant, chief technology officer. So these are the various job roles that you're going to have. Apart from this courses, we also have a course called Enterprise Resource Planning. IMER is going to set up an ERP lab with, we are in talk with TCS Ion, and we are going to set up a ERP lab. So wherein students can have a full-fledged learning, a practical learning on ERP. So we are going to have a TCS Ion ERP software, and we are going to train the students. So this is all about IT specialization and career opportunities and the skill that individual should have. So Director Sir has asked a question: what is the place of SPSS in data analytics? Yes, SPSS is also an IBM product which is used for data analytics, but wherein it's only specific to data analytics. But when you want to visualize data in some form of dashboards or some form of animations or some a good visual experience, you have to go for either Tableau or some good any other data analytics platform. Kirti Madam has asked a question: how can an MBA be more relevant with IT as a specialization? See, it's IT is a domain which we study in our graduation as well as in a post graduation. But having IT skills with management skills is very important. I myself being an engineer, okay, it was very difficult for me to cope up with management skills, managing people, managing tasks, as well as you also have to have some knowledge of uh, no like administration. Now we are introducing a subject called information security manager. So his role is going to be to manage people who are security experts. Okay, how do he deal with people? Okay, and for example, now even when you're marketing softwares, unless you have the knowledge of software and marketing, you cannot be a good software marketing person. Okay, so when now you see many people coming with you with products marketing, software products, if they don't have the capability of understanding the technical aspects, it is very difficult for them to market such products. So marketing with IT, marketing with HR, for recruiting IT specialist, for IT technical people, you again require certain technical skills. So IT with MBA is going to be a good combination. So, sir is asking, are the programming languages in Python and R altogether different? Yes, sir. Actually, in Python, we have a built-in libraries as well as we have a built-in function which can be used. Basically, R is a command-based, or you can say there are certain functions which you can use. Just by writing 4 or 5 lines of code, you can achieve your whatever you want to. So in Python, you have to be able to write small programs, extract, use the libraries, install the libraries, all those things. Basically, those are two different programming languages. So what level of mathematics an MBA requires to grasp digital tool? So mathematics, so usually what happens is you require certain logic. Okay, so for example, now Tableau doesn't require any if to work on Tableau, you do not require any programming skills. Just you have to be trained in how to integrate or how to use Tableau. So but in certain programming, if you want to become a good programmer, or if you want to understand certain things, you have to be a good mathematician, or you should be logically strong. So Shubham Samrekar has asked how MBA in IT will be different from MCA. In MCA, you don't study any management subject. Here, if you look at the subjects that we have introduced in MBA in IT, you can see there is something called as computer network management, where in MCA you study what is computer networks. But here you're going to understand how to manage computer networks. Okay, as well as here you're going to understand how to manage information security. Okay, as well as software project management. There you study what is software engineering, but here you're going to study how you're going to manage software projects. Okay, so there is a difference between MCA, that is the core technical thing, wherein you're going to study programming, you're going to study the core skills of IT. But here you're going to you're going to connect with the technical skills with the management skills. So there is one question, ma'am, after BCom, can we take IT specialization in MBA? Yes, you can take IT specialization in MBA. For that, we just to make you well versed with some concepts of IT. Okay, we have introduced subjects like computer skills for manager. In the first semester, we have a value added courses, that is computer skills for manager, in which we will be covering the basic things that are required for your next semester, that is for second semester, to learn managing e-business or to understand what is DBMS. So we will be covering some basic things so that we can bridge the gap between the IT background person and the normal, I mean, other graduates. Okay, thank you. Thank you for giving me an opportunity. So I hope you all have enjoyed this session. So I would like to end this session. Thank you.